Alright, time for a Hecarim game. This will be a gold ELO game, so you guys are aware. And I'll be playing this one against the Vi here. Vi got some nice buffs this patch with the cleaver changes. And this guy's going Hill of Blades on Vi, the correct one as well. So I have to be a little bit wary of some 1v1s. If they have like Conqueror, it doesn't really matter because she's not going to be strong enough early game for the most part to be able to beat me. But with Hill of Blades, there's definitely potential there. So do have to be a little bit respectful, but we're just going to look for the full clear. We're also full clearing towards top because we have Darius versus Renekton. Very straightforward, like battle lane, whoever gets the lead wins type situation. So we're just going to be starting red clearing up. In a lot of situations, it'll be pretty good to just clear down as well. Just go start top side and clear down. The most important thing that no matter what clear you do, just make sure you keep up your Q stacks as much as you can. And holding those Q stacks is what's going to give you clear speed. It is slightly faster to start blue clear on Hecarim because of the ability haste it provides, and it just gives you more Q uptime essentially. More mana sustain and everything. It's quite nice. But in a situation like this where the top lane is such a battle, I just don't really want to, you know, not clear there and have the enemy jungler clear there and then top lane be doomed. So also my bot lane is very, very strong to the point where they're most likely gonna have like lane dominance anyway, so the gank pressure I would have there is a little lower because I'm expecting them to just be under third for the entire game, honestly. So there's that. I'm dragging my camps as much as possible to hold on to my charges here of my Q. We're gonna WQ here to hold up charges so we can drag the camp in. As you can see, you have to be a little bit careful with your mana if you're starting red buff, because I have like a tiny mana issue here. If I get engaged on right now by the enemy jungler, I would probably run out of mana. So there's that. Top's getting pushed in. I should probably danger ping that because it's pretty likely at this point that the Vi is going to be ganking top soon. Very surprised that Misfortune Pantheon is getting shoved. I mean, I guess it's support range advantage that matters here in this situation. You are going for... You didn't even scout the red buff properly, damn. He's going for it, though. I'm assuming Vi is going to be on Krugs, by the way. Let's clear that. See if we can go top here. The wave should shove. If he lets the wave walk properly, this should be a play I can go for. That is painful. Okay, now I needed to wait for him to dash there. That was important. Not push him back. Start clicking Ghost. Oh, he's just gonna take his death. Okay, cool. That was a bit painful there, I'm not gonna lie. At that point, I walked out of the bush because I assumed that hook was gonna land. And what I did then was I tried to fix it pretty much instantly by waiting for Renekton to dash forward towards the Darius, because the Renekton did have the level advantage and the wave advantage. It would make no sense if the guy didn't go for that. So I need to actually back ping. That's gonna be a death there from Pantheon most likely. No, she has no mana. There's no way. We should be good. We should be good. Gonna go straight tier 2 boots, honestly. Never a bad purchase on Hecarim. I'm gonna go CDR boots. My Krugs are respawning. Everything will be respawning in a nice line upwards. So we're gonna just full clear once again. At that point, we can play around the Void Grubs. Darius did unfortunately die because he overstayed and took a fight with Renekton later on when he has items and Darius didn't. So if he would have spent his money, especially since he got that kill, that would have been really good for him. But instead he overstayed, unfortunately. I guess that is what will happen. Let's clear this out. Perfect. E between camps now as well, just to move a bit faster. Try to Q before your E connects, just right before, so you hold on to the most movement speed. You do the most damage with that initial Q hit right there. Hold on to the Q charges. 50 seconds on the Void Grubs. Should be pretty clean. You can get there at about the right time. Might be able to go for like a top gank or a mid gank in between. Get some pressure going there and then go for the Void Grubs right afterwards. Let's get that out of the way. Good. The mid lane doesn't have phase rush on Ori, which is good to note. Phase Rush Ori is kind of annoying because it's very much more difficult to gank, right? So I would have to keep that in mind, but this guy has Airy, so that's kind of nice. Not saying like Airy or Phase Rush is better. I honestly don't know on Orianna, but it's more about the gank potential. Oh, well, he's probably already dead. Yeah. Can I do that? How healthy are you? You are very unhealthy, actually. This should be fine. She started it, right? She hasn't. Okay, let me start it then. I have mid prio here. I think Orianna recalled, so this should be fine. Also, if I start this, I can start stacking on my Q, so if they do take the fight, I'll be in a very good position trying to go for the fight. Plus here as well, I should have hit 6 off of just one of these. There we go. So hitting 6 now as well is good. I mean, bot lane is winning. Mid lane priority is rotating for the objective, which is good. Let's see if I can maybe go mid here. That could be nice. I don't think I make this, by the way. Nah. I don't make that. He was instantly running backwards, and if he misses the Q, there's no point in ulting at that point. It's just not be enough damage, most likely. Okay. Seems like a bit of a passive situation right now. The enemy ADC just got a double kill, which is kind of good for them, I suppose. I did get 3 Void Grubs. Vi might be doing Dragon here, but I can't really check. Because I have no priority for that, so if she does Dragon here, that'd just be fair play, nothing I can do. Not gonna risk it for anything either, because as you see, all my camps are now respawning, so instead of trying to flip a Dragon or try to go for a fight, which is probably gonna be impossible due to a bot lane priority difference, I'm just gonna go for another clear of my camps. Just keep it nice and consistent for myself. It does look like Vi is not doing Dragon, which is kind of nice. But that's more like a side benefit, I guess. I was expecting it to be gone. We could just go for this other clear once again. Everything is respawning in a nice line. If she goes for a turret here, I'll kill her. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. That should be fine. Very good. What I do there is I hold my R until I need it, basically. This guy's obviously gonna walk back now. I see Vi bot, so I want to go for Vi's topside camps. But yeah, I just try to run in with E. She still had R. That's fine. I'm pretty sure she didn't have flash in that moment. And all I really have to do at that point is I simply just R after to close the biggest distance at the very end. Could have potentially R'd out of the ult, but this is fine as well. Just get hit by the ult. If she doesn't have Phase Rush, I'm not too worried about it. You know what I mean? If she had Phase Rush, I'd probably R first at that point. But I didn't have to worry about that too much. That's something I noted earlier, right? Phase Rush difference is quite huge in trying to get the kill on that guy. Since she goes Dragon, I simply just take Vi's topside camps as a trade. We're obviously not going to try to contest the Dragon, which is just going to be completely lost. I can't do that. So I'm just simply going to go take her topside camps, so she loses 3 camps in return for the Dragon, which is going to be quite good for me. And we have to note that the Void Grubs will be spawning in 1 minute 30, so we definitely want to be playing for those. Top Scuttle as well. Got some topside camps to clear here too. I am most likely going to have to end up potentially giving up my bot side camps for the Void Grubs, depending on if she wants to trade like that. Team is getting some kills there. That's not too bad. And those Void Grubs, the Scuttle, sorry, should spawn soon. The Void Grubs are going to spawn like a minute here. Should be able to clear my Gromp and my Wolves into the Scuttle, hopefully. That'd be kind of nice. I do want to kind of clear them at the same time. I don't want to go Gromp into Scuttle into Wolves, because then my Wolves and my Gromp are going to respawn very poorly. And I don't really want to deal with that. Try to clear this quickly. Good. If I engage top already, I should be able to just do this. I'm going to start hitting it, so I can walk it up the river and hold my Q charges to go for the top gank when the wave collapses the turret here. Just gotta go for it, my guy. It's completely fine. This doesn't matter. Ult, so they both get feared at the same time there, and Darius gets to clean up. In that situation, I never ever would lead with ult. I always hold ult until I can either hit several targets at the same time to CC chain them, or to go after targets, right? And in that situation, I didn't have to go after anyone because they were committing to an all-in. So all I have to do in that situation is ult to CC chain both of them. And then Darius simply gets the cleanup from there. Very straightforward. He recalls, I recall. We're looking very good here. I do have these things to worry about right now, but we're gonna back for the entire Spear of Shojin first. First item. And then we sprint there as quickly as we can afterwards. Come. Please. Darius now has priority, and Vel'Koz will have some reasonable rotation speed here, potentially. He just has to one-shot the wave. Orianna is even bot lane, so we just have to make sure that now I get the Void Grubs. Getting the Void Grubs when you have a very strong split push champion like Darius. No, please don't do this to me, you're absolute rat. He took one, I'm sad. I had to recall because I had 3.1k gold. I probably shouldn't have gone for the third plate. Like, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. I guess I go here. Let me see if this thing is up. I'm just gonna go for it. Vi should be dead here. Stay ahead of her there, so she can't get anywhere. It's very important against the Vi that I don't let her Q dash away from me. So in that situation, I just make sure I stay ahead of the Vi. I can right here also do quite a interesting thing. I could just run through turrets, most likely. Because there's turret aggro here. All I have to do is just run down this way. Vi is dead for 3 seconds, so I feel like I could just do this. This might be a bit greedy depending on their bot lane, and if I get blocked by the monster camp there. Okay, that was a bit sketch. Oh, okay, I'll ult away. It's fine. I got a little too greedy. My bad. I honestly thought in that position that I could do this because Pantheon has ult. And if Pantheon rotates fast enough and Vel'Koz has a little bit of awareness to the situation as well, it's always free. Because then if I all in for a fight, it would happen. But I noticed quickly that as soon as the Orianna started playing aggressive against me and their bot lane wasn't showing, the Pantheon wasn't actually running up to the play fast enough. So I had to make sure I back out with my ult there. It is a bit of a riskier situation, but because I had ult available to me, I can dash for quite a far distance to be able to get away from that play. If it doesn't go the way I was thinking it to go, which it didn't, because obviously, as I said, the Pantheon wasn't walking fast enough. I'm just gonna go in. The smite here as well for some speed. Okay, my misfortune is kind of trolling me a bit too hard here. It's a bit awkward there because she didn't walk up. She actually just straight up walked backwards. And then she couldn't reach, but fair enough, I suppose. I do give the shutdown to their support, which is not as bad. It would have been worse if the enemy ADC got my shutdown there, but the support's okay. And unfortunate, yes, absolutely. If my misfortune would have stepped up instead of walking backwards, I think I wouldn't have died. But hey, what can you do? There's probably going to be an angle here where they're just going to be going for Dragon. I feel like with mid prio here and Pantheon rotating for this, it should never be able to happen. Also out of base, all I have to do is take the Raptor camp here to get the bonus treat to finish my smite and hit level 11. So I'm going to be incredibly strong for the Dragon fight as well. So that's definitely what I'm going to do. Okay, Vi's walking topside. So that's just a free Dragon then. I need to finish this camp because smite upgrade and level 11 is very important. Just gonna start hitting Dragon here. There is vision, but right now, because I know Vi is top, my highest priority is just to secure the Dragon. If I try to go for the fight first and Dragon becomes contestable afterwards, and that's just not worth like 1 kill. Alright, if he walks with me, it's fine. That's okay. That's all I was waiting for. Am I gonna die? I am probably going to die. That didn't hit me. Perfect. The turret's gone, so I should be able to run. That was very close, actually. If I stick around at any form here, Vi will be able to reach me pretty easily, or I'm dead. It's just 1 Kai'Sa W, so I'm just gonna leave. I think at this time, it's probably high odds Vi is just doing Rift Herald / my topside camps. Which I think is fine, obviously, but yeah. Quite close. Was able to finish it there, luckily. Don't really need to recall here. We're just going to do Krugs and we're just going to run up to our topside camps and hope they're there. 1600 gold for the cleaver. She goes Eclipse as well. I respect it. I respect it. No random ass Sundered Sky builds. That's looking a bit sketchy, actually. Can I reach that? Let me actually hit this real quick. Okay, there we go. Pantheon is here. I'm gonna go for it. You're dead. I can't reach this. I need to step back a little bit there so the stun doesn't actually connect with me on the turret. Very nice Q there, Pantheon. Damn. Am I gonna die to Orianna? Most likely, yes. Good scout. Oh, God. I think that's the only way I get out, right? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Are they all in then lost, unfortunately? Oh, actually? Darius got the kill. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I knew I was getting pinced there. I probably should have just tried to commit out. I thought Orianna was slightly faster, but she was a bit slower than I expected. So I probably had more room to walk out without ulting. But that wasn't really going to be a fight I could go for afterwards anyway, so... Good. Get that camp. We get the recall in here. Looking pretty good right now. The big thing here is that I want you to notice I have 140 CS. I'm just having very good pace in my camps, right? Like I make sure I clear them before I go for certain plays as much as I can. And this is creating a big divide between me and Vi. And I also traded 3 of our topside camps for one of the dragons earlier as well, which is quite a big difference. I could take the raptors here and then probably just bot scuttle into maybe her bot side camps. I want to try because I have a bit of an advantage obviously here. I want to always try to push that advantage forward. So if I can prioritize taking Vi's camps over taking my own camps, that is ideally something I'd want to be doing. There's the Vi, so we're just going to cut off the Vi here. See if I can make this before he dies. Should be okay. That is a little awkward. I have a finished blue smite, so I should be okay. She doesn't have one of those. And my ult's gonna come back up, my E's back up. We quickly tap the bush here. Right. Good try. She tried to go over, but that's one of my rules again. Always stay ahead of Vi. She was gonna try to go over the wall, but I made sure to stay ahead of her in that situation, so she couldn't go over the wall. I'm actually gonna wait for red buff here, I think. It's a bit awkward, this, because I do want to go for this. Okay, my Darius is committing to fights here. He is very dead. I can't do this. I wanted to wait for red buff for 2 reasons. One, obviously, it's red buff. But 2, it's... I had 1 red buff still, but it's a fresh red buff. But 2, it allows me to wait out the position a little bit in mid lane and get my 3 Q charges before I go in for that fight. Because if I go into the fight with 3 Q charges, I'm significantly stronger than if I wouldn't do that. And yeah, that would have been the big difference in that fight. If Darius would have chilled for a little bit, that could have been something I could have potentially done. Okay. Let me scout these wolves and Gromp here as well. Nothing. Fair enough. I think I'll just take a bot wave then. With 40 seconds on Dragon. If she's gonna try to fight me with my Q charges up, that would not be too bad for me. We're not gonna kill this too quickly. We're gonna get another Q charge a little bit delayed here. I probably have to respect slightly. Okay, I didn't. I was wondering if maybe Vi is like there or something. But Seraphine is here, interesting. Okay, that's a flash. We go after that one. Finish this guy off. That's good. We wait with ult there. Take the turret aggro. That's fine. I have to now run because we cannot commit to stay here. How am I gonna play this? That does reach me, sadly. That sucks. Excuse me? Can I get a ward, please? Please? Can you place the ward? You have one. I don't. And he just need you to... Oh! Wow. Very interesting, Vi. We're gonna hit this camp real quick since we have time, apparently. Vi wasn't doing dragon, so we take that. We stack up our Q charges and we just go kill Orianna here. E into the Ori. Hello, Ori. Now we have our Q charges ready to go. I do not have ult, but I don't think she has flash, so we should be fine. Finish her off. Perfect. Go for this guy. I probably have to ghost here, actually, just to be sure. That's fine. Go here. I go for the Ori first after I stacked up my Q charges. You are dead here, buddy. Goodbye. I should be okay here. Yep. Perfect. Very strong here. Just gotta... I hate that interaction so much. That's very, very good, because I was able to do that entire engage with my 3 Q charges ready to go, which was very, very important going into that play. So I was able to clean up the fight nicely, and my setup was very, very strong as well already. A lot of skill usages. Good. Get the dragon finished off here. Perfect. Take the recall. I have 3,600 gold here, which is absolutely massive. We're going to look at the enemy team. We're going to observe that we mostly need armor against them first. So we're going to go Dev's Dance first here. And then afterwards, we're going to build some magic resist in the form of a Maw. This build for Hecarim, by the way, is just very linear. You can do this every single game and it will work very well with the Conqueror setup. I don't really like the Phase Rush setup for Hecarim that much, personally. I also don't really recommend it to most Hecarim players to go Phase Rush. The reason I don't is because, or at least if you're new to Hecarim, Phase Rush takes quite a lot more skill, I guess, to use correctly. And for that reason, I think for people learning Hecarim, it's already better to go Conqueror, because it just allows for more... It's more forgiving, I guess. But on top of that, I personally don't even like playing with Phase Rush. I've always played Hecarim with Conqueror, and I still think it's honestly the better version for the most part. So, yeah, you know. Got my Q charges stacked up here, so we're just gonna go for this guy. Q as we walk in. I think I'm okay here. I don't think he does anything, really. He might ult, but, like, that's not going to change anything. Yeah. I'm very strong in this situation, so I'm not going to act like I'm not, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to go over this way. We E here. We close the distance. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. I thought that was necessary there to go for me, or for me to go for that, but it wasn't. We're just going to close the distance on this guy. Auto attack move. For the second we see here, we can hit. And then we just simply Baron. I'll tank here. Just make sure you keep recasting your W a lot. Darius just kind of inted. Fine. Take my recall here. Got some magic resist in here. Got the Hex Drinker. If you don't need magic resist in the game, just simply go Sterax here. Like, straight up, just take the Sterax instead of the Hex Drinker, instead of the Maw. You can, if you want to go more defensive, that's also an option, by the way. You don't have to go Maw. Maw is a more offensive item. I understand that, absolutely. You can go the combination of Sterax and Force of Nature or Spirit Visage. It's also fine. You can obviously combine Sterax with the Maw, because both of them have the same passive. You can't buy both. But if you want to go more defensive, then just go Sterax with a full magic resist item in the form of Force of Nature or Maw or Spirit Visage. Force of Nature is the better version or the better option for Hecarim, but you have to have enough damage instances of magic damage on the enemy team for that to be good. Because if you don't have that, it's just not going to work. Okay, this seems fine. I'm just going to go for the Vi here. Okay, Seraphine ult down. That's good information to note. I'd like to get some Q charges, but it seems pretty difficult in this moment. That's a 4-man stack, so we ult in that. Gonna go backwards here, not forwards, because I needed to peel, or try to peel at least. Got the hit on that one. Good. Okay, that should be fine. Alright, very good. Right there, it's important that I run back to try to peel. I mean, it wasn't necessary here, but it's more important you do that consistently, because then I can help my backline first and not get pincered by Renekton and the other enemies in that fight specifically. So, yeah. Pretty much, I think this should be the end of this game. I'm going to get some turret aggro in here that I don't want. Good. Should be the end of the game, I think. Actually, respawn timers are close. Maybe not. We'll see. Just hit the Nexus. It is the end of the game. Okay, perfect. I mean, relatively short one. I'll do a game number 2. Build-wise here, I would have gone Hex Drinker in this situation. And then I can go Warmogs here, which is quite nice, actually. Just go Warmogs at the end. You'll have enough HP threshold because of the HP items you've already built. So that is good. And then Warmogs can give you a large amount of HP. Other option you have there is just going for like a Guardian Angel is a very good option. Or just straight up go for like resistance-based tank items like Force of Nature, like Thornmail. The reason I like Warmogs the most for that slot is because well, one, I hit the HP threshold, but two, it gives 15% movement speed out of combat, which allows for easier engages. And with Maw and Death's Dance, I've built quite a lot of resistances to magic resist and armor, to magic, like magic damage and physical damage, armor and magic resist. So the raw HP on top of those two items from Warmorks is going to be quite valuable as well. So that's why I would go for it that way. And yeah, with that being said though, I will see you guys in game number 2. Okay, before we move into the second game of this video, I quickly wanted to mention that more than half the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so if you are enjoying the content, a subscription would be greatly appreciated. If you are already subscribed or don't want to subscribe, hitting the like button is still immensely helpful to me as well with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy game number 2. Alright, time for the second game of this video. I'll be playing this one against a K here, which should be okay for me actually, not too bad. It went electrocute K, which is interesting. I don't think that's very smart of him. Definitely go Dark Harvest or go First Strike, obviously, but electrocute is a bit weird. I'll take it though, I suppose. Not too bad. Lanes-wise, I mean, my gank options aren't amazing. Bot lane has some potential for sure. Ooh, spicy invades. Okay. I don't think they should result in anything, but it does look like it might. Nah, they're leaving. Definitely leaving. Surely. I'll walk a bit aggressive here. It should be fine. There's no way to stick around for that. There's just no way. Okay. It's gonna start this. I'm probably gonna have to like pull this into the bush or something and smite it out. It's gonna be in here. I'm not sure if this bush is warded, but it's less likely to be warded than anything else. And we're just gonna smite it at 600 exactly. There we go. That works for me. Ka should not have anything to go for here. I think my best bet is the gank bot lane. Later on with Blitzcrank hooks, I think that's my best option. Early top might work, but Fiora doesn't have Ignite, so that might be interesting as well, actually. Gonna drag this way. Try to keep your Q charges as much as possible for the clear here. The most important thing for me is just to get a full clear in there. Just get that good camp tempo going. Keep that camp tempo going and we'll be okay. Okay, good. Drag this all the way over here. Q it. Why is that hit? That was actually a bit awkward. I think that must have been a Vel'Koz Q. It didn't reset too awfully for me though. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Thank you. Interesting ward placement there. They're really trying to scout me out in this one, eh? Okay. Ka might go for this, but he should be delayed because he was walking onto my blue a little late there. So I don't think he should make this, especially since I have pretty good clear speed. Ka also really needs level 3 before he can really go for any type of aggressive move. So I think it would be pretty unexpected slash kind of dumb if he was here, I guess. There might be some options top here. We're going to smite because I see some aggression. Gonna get this out of the way quickly. Move over. He does have a barrier, so I'm not sure if this is going to work, but that might be enough, actually. We're gonna ghost. He plays super defensive here. Wow. I think he maybe started typing or anything. I don't know what that was, but I'll take a kill. They're gonna help me shove the wave here. This way it collapses on turret faster, so Warwick loses more. Death timers are also extended, so he should lose more regardless. But... ooh. Okay. I'm actually just gonna recall. Reason I don't go for this is because Warwick's coming out of base. Fiora has the back. My mid laner has no mana. There's potential for a fight there for sure. And I just want to catch the respawn of my bot side camps at this point better. It's too risky to try to go for this. I might have time in that instance to potentially do it, recall, and get back in time for the spawn of my Gromp. However, because of that priority situation, I just simply cannot. I have no one to back me up, and Ka would just kill me at that point, especially in isolation range there. Just gonna scout bot side. I'm not gonna try to fight him, actually. That'd be kind of dumb. The reason that's not smart is because he still has to recall right now. I have an advantage, but it's still isolation range, and my Jinx has no mana. Once the back, my mid laner is in base, I have no backup. And yeah, there's no reason to give up camp tempo here. Just go for the camps as they spawn now. Ka is a bit delayed compared to me. Even though he might have double scuttle potentially. Maybe not, who knows. Still not worth it. Just gonna go for the full clear as everything respawns now, and I should be looking pretty good. W as we get in range. I might have a chance here to go for this. I mean, okay, my Krugs will respawn relatively soon, but I'm catching them perfectly, so they'll be slightly delayed. I can go check if Top Scuttle is up, / maybe go for the top gang. Top Scuttle is indeed here. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to hit Q here regularly, and then while we walk up, we hold our Q charges so we can go on to those Warwick potentially. Not going to try to fight him. Fiora doesn't want to, so we'll leave. Simply just going to go for the Krugs in that case. If Fiora wanted to fight that, I would be willing to try, but we don't have healing reduction at the moment since Fiora is playing with TP and no Ignite. So that's pretty sketchy. It's not really worth the risk, honestly. If your top laner pings back, you simply don't go for it. Unless the kill is completely 1v1 free, but that it's just not going to happen against the Warwick. On my way bot instead then. Fiora is in a fairly safe situation. There is Void Grub spawning, but the priority difference on top lane is a bit too much to consider Void Grubs in that moment in time. My mid laner's like half HP, this guy's like very low as well, so it's just not very good. I am 1 camp away from 6, but I cannot contest the fight. So we're not going to go for it. The risk is too high in that moment. That is annoying. No, what do you mean? Oh, come on. I have tier 2 boots, surely. I killed Caitlyn. Okay, good. I'm dead to Ka here, most likely. Yeah. Hopefully Jinx doesn't die at least. I probably could have tried ulting out instead of ulting the Ka, to be honest. I think that was a mistake. I did get ignited though, so in that moment I don't know if I would have survived the ignite anyway. That's why I went for it, by the way, if you're wondering. Not sure. I'm not sure. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run out of base to Void Grubs. Is that gonna be a death? It's not. Damn. Okay, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna go out of base to Void Grubs here because obviously Ka is just bot and I can take the Void Grubs right now, and I probably don't really want to be remaining to play for topside for the rest of this game, so we're gonna turn our jungle clear around here in a second. I walk him back a bit to stack him better. And now we just get to clear this. I'm gonna smite early on the first one. Ka can never get it anyway, but I'll have 2 smites, so... Velkos is going for the rotation on this, that's good. I'm gonna hold the smite for now. He now has to respect me for a bit. This top scuttle is gonna spawn. Okay, he's gonna walk this way. I'm just gonna go for Krugs here and clear everything down away from the Fiora right now, because there's not much I want to play for on top side here anymore, honestly. There is a chance Ka took the bot side camps, but I don't think so. He might dragon, I guess. Possible. Do that, then we just start moving. Danger ping here. I hope my Velkos doesn't die to that, but I think he will. Currently don't have ult available to me, so reacting to this is not going to happen. We have to pay attention to Ka here for a second. He could still go for my blue buff right now, which is a tiny bit worrying. Kill this. We keep moving. I just keep clearing my camps. If he does blue, he does blue, I guess. It is what it is. I'm not gonna, like, not go for or straight run to the blue here because I'd rather keep my camp tempo. He's not doing my blue buff, okay. Fiora died, that's fine. We do blue, we do Gromp. He might do dragon here, I guess, as well. That'll be fine. I am looking very good on camp tempo, however. He does dragon there, indeed. Okay. That is okay. Not a clue what is warded and what's not, but we'll see. Just gonna dive this guy. Nah, it's not great. That damage output we had was a lot worse than I was expecting. Plus the Corki TP, I just have to leave now. I actually thought it was going to be a much more reasonable dive, but I didn't have any damage on my side. Or at least a lot less than I thought we had. Corki TP'd as well, though. I think without the Corki TP, it would have been okay, but I'm actually just going to hold this wave. I have nothing to recall for right now. That's fine. Smite that as well. I'm against the range champ. I'm getting kind of low. I don't really want to risk things too much. We just clean up the rest of this wave. He doesn't get the hit turret here and we're fine. Next wave is Jinx's wave, so we're not touching that one. We have a very good recall here. Get the Shojin. Our camps will also be respawning all the way now, so we can just clear everything again. We should be looking pretty good. I will have to danger ping top in this position, though, because I think Ka's going to be topside soon. And the Ka was able to react to the situation here, which was a little unfortunate there for the bot side position. They have to focus that guy. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, no, it's not. They just completely disrespected the situation. Okay, well, they lost that fight pretty badly, unfortunately. I see a topside situation that I probably have to rotate for. They should be okay, I think. We're going to E here as we're about to get in range. Click him. He flashes. Okay. I guess that's fine. Warwick flash down. I need to hold my Q charges there in this position. He's just dead. Fear the Ka. You're kidding. Please tell me you got that. Thank you, Fiora. Beautiful stuff. You're dead, but that's a complete... Oh, it's not... Not even dead. Gaming. Very good. Yeah, Warwick was within burst range on that one, so it's completely fine. Okay, we just auto-attack this, group them together here. As much as possible, at least, and then we should be able to do this. We have plenty of mana regeneration in the jungle, so not too worried about that. Should be able to quickly finish this off. I was a little low on mana there in the top lane fight, but it worked out, so we're good. Very good. 6 Void Drops. Beautiful stuff. We got this thing as well. And then we just have to do our camps down. Just gonna see if this works. Missed the hook completely, unfortunately. If he, like, thinks about it there, he should never miss the hook, because he can just use it after I knock the guy to the side. Caitlyn will be CC chained, but Caitlyn got lucky. That's okay. Saw a chance, took it, didn't work out, is what it is. Not gonna waste too much time on things, though. We're gonna keep clearing, keep a nice, good, effective pace in our camps here. Enemy team is actually full AD. That is gonna be quite easy to build against then in that case. Just have to go. I held on to my Q charges here. Oh, he missed the hook again. My boy, you can't keep doing that. That sucks. Yeah, that's really, actually, really sad. Can't be missing hooks like that. Those are very important hooks to land. I think Ka's gonna be on his red buff or something. I just need my team not to be blind here. I need the Blitzcrank to rotate first. I am stronger than this guy. As long as my Blitz doesn't completely grief me, this guy's dead. Perfect. This guy should also be dead. Very good. Thank you, Blitzcrank, for showing up. I appreciate those. I was a little worried because I kept having to assist ping him before he rotated there. But I just have such a strong advantage over the Ka. There's really not a whole lot that Ka can do against me, because I actually kept up better tempo than he did. So yeah, he's going to be in a bit of trouble there. Plus, I got the chance to stack up Q charges off the red buff before he engaged the fight against me as well, so that there's that too. I don't reach that, unfortunately. Tried to, like, maybe jump the wall there, but yeah, not gonna happen. Just finish the dragon, it's fine. 3,000 gold here. That's a solid recall. I'm just gonna take it. Still gonna go Cleaver. You might think they're a bit squishy. I mean, sure, yes, okay. But this still gives me a large amount of ability haste and movement speed, stick potential. It's still good against the Warwick as well. Just go cleaver every time, honestly. The HP is good, the stats are good. Yeah. Okay, we clear topside camps. After topside camps are cleared, we can look for the Rift Herald probably. Perfect. Cooldowns are looking beautiful. We do this, we do Rift Heralds. Nope. Dropping my Q charges there, unfortunately. Q that before I land it. Don't get hit by the dash. Try to do some damage without getting hit by the Rift Herald for a while. Don't get hit by that hit either. The reason we don't want to get hit is because the second we get hit by anything, our damage gets cut in half by the Rift Herald, so we want to try to avoid his damage as much as possible, so we can do the highest amount of damage possible. And Blitz is recalling, so I'm not going to go too aggressive here. If this guy sticks around, I guess I can go for things, but he's just backing off. He's not going to be able to engage because he already used his dash, so he'll never reach. Doesn't matter. Gonna go for Bot Scuttle here. He might try to contest me on something, but he so simply can't. I'm not too worried about things. Especially since I made sure to have 3 Q charges as I walk down there. So if they do try to fight me, they have to deal with a 3 Q charge Hecarim going into the fight. That's just gonna be very hard, especially since I'm already strong. I'm gonna clear my entire bot side now, wait for my team to get back on the map, and then we'll start pressing forward, hopefully. Maybe using this Rift Herald on like bots, so I can get a tier 2 bot turret for the 700 gold split. It'd be kind of nice. Gonna do this into blue and to maybe use the portal to get behind to get a flank on the pike or something like that. Finish that, go this way. Let's go into the... I guess this guy would work. Finish him off, perfect. Go for this Caitlyn now. Perfect. Waited for the best ult opportunity, so I could see if they stack together, and they did stack together, so that's what we're waiting on. Don't go in with ult too early. You always try to want to try to lead with your E first. If you can lead with E first, that is great. So I led with E there, went to engage first, and then after they used their stuff to get out of it, I then ulted to go after them, and ult on like a stack of them as well, ideally. Can I get this click, please? Rift Herald is nicely bugging out. Amazing. Absolutely gaming right there. Yeah, nice Rift Herald. You are making sense. We should leave. Killing this is not necessarily that good, because it does give perma shove in mid lane. Okay, I mean, the enemy team is also respawning, so trying to go for a fight there is even worse, honestly. It does look like my bot lane is just wanting to stick around for some reason. Okay, we're just gonna have to rotate over this way, see if this can work. That's a good flash. Yeah, that's a rip. My bot lane just has no sense of backing off there. It is also not too favorable that this gets perma-shove mid, because they now get free farm and they don't have to walk onto the map at all, and we can't really end or anything like that, so that's not amazing. But yeah, they also overextended and died. That's also not amazing. I want to try to see if I can take cast camps. His blue should be here, his Grom should be here. We want to try to press forward as much as possible into the enemy jungle. We do not want to give the enemy jungle a chance to get back into this for any reason at all. So we are just going to take their camps as much as possible. He pushes for that turret, that's fine. I think bot side camp should be there as well, plus dragon spawning in 30 seconds, so I want to try to transition quickly here and play for the dragon and their bot side camps. "17 seconds on this. I'm gonna just take the scuttle real quick. Need to play for the dragon here. I have a lot of money, so after the dragon I'll definitely be looking to reset. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this right now. Gonna sweep here. Scout for the vision. I do need to back. Okay, Fior's overextending a bit too much. Big shutdown. I need a recall right now. Still have my Baron recall, so we're going to use it. And then we're going to get the Death's Dance in this situation, and the cloth armor I might as well. They're full AD, so armor is the way to go, obviously. We get the Death's Dance here. Now, in this instance, we're not going to go for the Maw, because it doesn't make any sense to go for Maw in this game. They're full physical damage. So, obviously, we're not building Maw. We're probably going to end up going Sterax here, and then one more armor item will be the way we do it. Something along the lines of that should do it. As I said in the first game, like if I'm in a situation like this, I usually go Sterax instead of Maw. And that's the mid lane engage. We go for those. Good day, Caitlyn. Do not have my Q charged up right now, but that shouldn't make a big difference. Are you serious right now? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm just getting absolutely engaged on AC. Can we just Baron now? That'd be nice. Just Baron. Shoving here doesn't make a whole lot of sense, or it shouldn't at least, because it's very easy to defend double turrets. Really easy. Unless, I mean, I guess Corki is griefing, so I guess that helps. This is not really a good call, because this shouldn't work. But it works because the enemy Corki decided to remain top lane, essentially. Because otherwise, it's very easy to defend double turrets. Like, no matter what, if you don't have Baron, it's really, really easy to defend double turrets. But in this case, it worked because, yeah, the enemy team didn't want to defend double turrets, or the enemy Corki decided he didn't want to. Anyway, that was it for Hecarim. I hope you guys have enjoyed both of these games. If you did, make sure to hit the like button below. Helps me out quite a bit. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Alright, so for the endgame stats for game number 1 here, I ended up doing 25.5k damage, which is a very respectable amount. Not too bad. True damage, 1k. Objective damage at 32k. We have healing done at 31.9. That's a lot of healing done. Damage taken at 45.5, which is also by far the most. Self-mitigate another 44 as well. By far the most, so just a very solid situation. Gold earned at 15,000. For the runes, Conquer healed me for about 800, but the adaptive damage is a lot more relevant. You just don't see that. Triumph for the extra HP, extra gold. Legend Haste for the ability haste, of course. And Last Stand for that extra damage in those closer fights. If you're not going to go Last Stand, I'd recommend just going for Cut Down at that point, honestly. Usually, Cut Down will feel a lot better to use than Coup de Grace. But Last Stand performs very well for closer fights, for those brawler situations. So that's why I like it. And then Celerity and Water Walking is just simply for movement speed. Celerity, movement speed increase on Hecarim is good in Water Walking as well. Gives you more like consistent mobility, etc. So not too bad. Build-wise, finish it. Usually I'd go Maw here, like standard, and then just Warmogs. At that point, if you have Warmogs, it is optional to sell your boots for another item. If I need the extra magic resist, I would always sell my boots for a Force of Nature. That's worth it every single time. But if I don't need the extra magic resist, I will have to be a little bit wary of how I do this, because I don't want to lose too much movement speed. So I definitely need to pick like a movement speed item, or some item that gives me enough movement speed for it to compensate. Warmogs helps a lot already, don't get me wrong. You have Ghost, you have Celerity, you have E. Warmogs helps a lot in getting into place that you built earlier. But I usually end up on Hecarim liking something like a Demon's Blade actually in this hole if I needed armor really badly. Or I would go for like a random ones to have the slowing effect, or the other item, the Zeke's Convergence, which can also give you the slowing effect at the end here. So the movement speed drop that you have matters less if you slow the enemy team more, if that makes sense. On Hecarim, I always try to keep that in mind, because Hecarim's movement speed equals his damage as well. So something to think about. Then for game number 2, I ended up doing 16.5k damage, which is actually not the most. Fiora did more than me. Respectable, I suppose. True damage, 900. Objective damage at 46k. Healing done at 20k. Damage taken at 27k. The most there too. Self-mitigated at 20k as well. For the gold earned, we are sitting at a nice comfy 12.5, which is a lot more than the rest. A large amount of that is obviously I had kills, but also just farming consistency as always. 217 CS in 21 minutes is very, very good. And that should be about the tempo you have on Hecarim actually. To be able to hold like 10 CS a minute. Very, very good for the amount of mobility and movement speed you have. If you don't have this, then either you're not pathing correctly, or you're not using your E enough to go between camps, etc. Again, runes the same stuff as I mentioned earlier. Lost Stand in this instance did a lot less than the previous game because, well, I mean, I was in lower HP fight situations a lot less frequently than in the previous one, so that makes sense. This is also why something like a cut down would be more consistent damage output overall, because Lost Stand will have games like this where it just does nothing, but that will never happen with cut down, for example, or coup de grace for that matter. Build-wise here, they were full AD, so we're definitely not going to go Maw after the Death's Dance. The rest of the build will be the same. I'm still going to go CDR boots early game, even though they might be full AD, because the Summoner Spell Haste with Ghost is very, very nice to have, actually. So I do rush it, and also the Smite cooldown. But I would replace the boots for Steel Caps pretty much somewhere after Black Cleaver if I needed it, essentially. That's when I would look for it. Death's Dance obviously very strong here, and then build-wise I would go Sterax here, just to have that instead of the Maw for the extra HP, and the shield is very nice, and then I can go for a full armor item here in the form of like a Thornmail or a Randuin's, and potentially at that last moment sell the boots for Warmogs, and that should be okay. Again, it is still dropping a bit of movement speed. You can go like, instead of Thornmail or Random's, go like Deadman's Blade and then Warmogs to have more movement speed if you want to hold on to more movement speed. But it's definitely playable without, and against full AD comps, just stacking an extra armor item there can be very nice. So yeah, there is that. That was it for both Hecarim games. If you have any questions, leave those below. And with that being said though, I will see you guys tomorrow with the next video. Bye.